Hey guys, how's it going? This is John, also known as Gamester81. Thanks for watching. This video, I'm going to talk about both modern and retro gaming. I want to ask you guys and pose a question to you and start a conversation. And I hope you guys, in doing this, will leave a comment below and let me know what your guys' thoughts are. But my question to you guys is this: what is better, in your opinion, modern gaming or retro gaming? Now, I personally, I play both, and I think it's okay. I think there's a lot of people like myself who do play both modern and retro gaming. But if I were to pick one, I would probably pick retro gaming. Now, don't get me wrong, I do love myself some modern gaming. Far Cry series is always a lot of fun. I enjoyed Far Cry 3 a lot. Far Cry 4 was similar to Far Cry 3, but still a lot of fun. Of course, the Halo series is great. Call of Duty's okay, but in my personal opinion, a little overrated. Not to knock on it, but a little overrated. But there are a lot of great games for modern games I do play. One thing I really like about modern gaming, just first and foremost, is the story. Gaming today has become, they put so much money into developing and programming these games that it's almost like a movie to a point. So you get story. They definitely take a lot longer to complete a modern game than does take a retro game. That's a great thing. Graphically, obviously, it's superior. Music, everything else is superior. Online, it's cool that you can actually play online. I think that's definitely a benefit. But for me, the thing I like about retro, I think, is probably the biggest thing. It's definitely nostalgia for me because it's the games I grew up. Now, I'm curious, for those who are maybe a little younger, what are your thoughts about retro gaming? Do you guys see just games that are really poor graphics, that are not fun? Or do you actually enjoy playing the old school games like from the NES, Super Nintendo, etc.? Now, also, I want to clarify, what is retro gaming? Because I think that's important to clarify. And I think we all have a different definition of retro gaming. For me personally, retro gaming is probably anything from 1999 early on, right? So Dreamcast would probably be on the border of retro gaming. PS2, even the GameCube, I'd consider that more modern gaming, my personal opinion. Maybe that's because maybe my age bracket, I don't know. Curious what you guys think. But in this video, just for the sake of argument, I'm going to refer to retro gaming or anything from 1999 before that, right? So anything after 1999, that's modern. One thing I really love about retro gaming, of course, as I mentioned before, is the nostalgic reasons. But I love the graphics and sometimes the simplicity of the games. They're a lot more challenging. I feel like retro games are a lot more challenging back in the day than modern games today. You had, in many cases, you had 3 lives, 3 continues, and that's it. You'd be lucky if you had a save feature. You'd be lucky if you had a password feature. If you were playing a game and you lost all your lives, you had to start from square one. Now, granted, it didn't take as long to beat. You could probably beat an average NES game, Super Nintendo game, probably in a few hours, 3, maybe 4 or 5, depending on, of course, RPGs, a lot longer than that. But a typical game would take 3 to 4 hours to complete, whereas a modern game today will take you much longer. Another thing I love about the retro games is that there's no updates. I'm really fed up with the updates. I'm not sure how you guys are, but if I don't play, I do a lot of traveling. If I don't play my PS4, or Xbox One, or whatever in a long time, in a while, a week or 2, I have to boot it up and then wait for an update. That's really annoying. Or if I want to get a new game and I want to plug it in, especially for games like for the Xbox One, for example, if I buy a game for Xbox One, it's actually going to download that game into the hard drive. And it's a 500 gig hard drive, which sounds like a lot, but it fills up. You have like an average game like 50 gigs. So you fit like 10 games in there and it's going to fill up. That's annoying. So I just love the simplicity of just taking cartridge, or in some cases a CD, plugging it in, loading up, and having to wait. Because there's nothing worse than being really excited about playing a game, and then you have to play for an update, and that's really annoying. When you buy a new console, I remember when I got my Wii U, it took hours to seriously update the Wii U before I even was able to play it. And you can't power it down or unplug it, because then you can brick the system, which is not a great thing at all. So to me, that's definitely an issue. I prefer retro gaming in that regard. You can just plug in and play. I know I mentioned earlier, I like the online gaming. I actually prefer playing people in the same room. I love the aspect of just playing old school, where if you're playing GoldenEye or something like that, or Mario Kart or Smash Brothers, in the same room, so you can talk smack face to face. There's nothing worse than playing a modern game today, and then you just, like, for example, Call of Duty. If I ever played a Call of Duty online today, I get sniped, and then I respawn, and I get sniped again, and it's like not fun. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm terrible at those kind of first-person shooters when it comes to online playing. I like being in the same room with someone. We can talk smack back and forth. I think it just brings a little bit more social aspect to things, for sure. So, I don't know, this is kind of debatable for me, but I'm on the fence about this. But DLC, I see some positive things about DLC in modern gaming. I do like the fact that you can add some stuff to a game and make it a little bit different. You can add some replay value to it, for sure. But I don't like the fact that a lot of times they charge you. extra for this. There's some games that you have to, there's in-game purchases that you have to buy. I just love that, again, the simplicity of just playing a retro game, and then you can also just plug it in and not have to worry about putting any more money into the game. It's yours to play, and that's just it. I also, guys, I don't know about you, but one thing I miss about retro gaming is the manuals. I mean, I love this, having the instruction manual. I love the information about the game, maybe the history, about the character, whatever. Manuals are kind of the last thing in modern gaming today, and I love having the physical copy of the game. Now, I understand there's still games that you can get on disc, but to me, a cartridge is a little bit different, and just have a nice display box. And I feel like gaming is kind of going towards direction of DLC only. Look at Steam, for example, with computers. A lot of gaming PCs don't even have a slot where you can actually put in CDs. You have to actually download games. And for me, I love just having the physical copy of the game where I can display it, put it in my game room, and then I can always pull it out. No big deal. If you're what I'm concerned about modern gaming today, is there's going to get to a point where these modern systems, they're going to be these companies are going to stop supporting these games, and will you be able to play these games in the future, 10 years down the road, for example? Will you be able to play games that come out today, or will they just be completely obsolete? So that is a definitely concern. And if you are buying games from the cloud, so to speak, will those games be accessible, 5-10 years down the road when they stop supporting these games? With retro gaming, you don't have to worry about anything like that. So those are some of my points as far as why I prefer retro gaming over modern gaming. Again, guys, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you guys think. I appreciate you guys watching. As always, thank you so much for subscribing. We'll see you guys soon. Take care and game on. Thank you for watching, guys. Be sure to subscribe. I post a new video every Tuesday. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my website, Gamester81.com. And if you also want to purchase a t-shirt, they're available at chopshopgoods.com. That helps support the show. Thanks for watching.